Well, hello, boys and girls. Hello, teachers. Today I'm here to share one of my very, very favorite books with you. And my book is called The Energy Bus for Kids. You've probably seen a lot of buses around our school because our teachers a couple years ago read The Energy Bus for Adults. Well, this book is about staying positive and overcoming challenges. Listen carefully while I read. It was Monday, and Mondays were never good for George. He woke up tired and grumpy as usual. He watched too much TV last night. He got hooked on a video game. He went to bed late and had another fight with his sister Georgette. His mom was upset because he was late for the bus and still hadn't eaten his breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day, she said. George knew she was right, but he was too tired and had a hurry to catch the bus. Does that sound like one of your mornings, boys and girls? You ever start your day like that? I know I do. As George ran to the bus stop with his heavy backpack, he could see his bus number 11 pulling away. George was so upset he wanted to cry, but he didn't. He just put his head down and wondered what else could go wrong today. Luckily, the bus driver drove away. She saw George, stopped the bus, and yelled out the window, "I wouldn't lead you. Come on, get on the bus." This bus driver wasn't his usual bus driver. George had never seen her before. She said her name was Joy, and she had the biggest smile he'd ever seen. He told her his name was George, and he sat down in the front seat. So the bus driver, Joy, is trying to turn his day around. "What's got you down? And what's with that frown?" Joy asked. "Everything's going wrong," George said. "That's okay, George. You're on my bus now. I call it the Energy Bus. Sit down and I'm going to teach you some roles that will take you on a positive ride through life." "Are you ready to learn the first role?" Joy asked. "If you are, say yes 3 times. George and all the kids on the bus shouted, "Yes, yes, yes." So I hope my Fred students are ready to learn these roles because they're going to help you have a positive life. They're going to help you get through those tough situations. Joy told the kids on the bus the first role. Role number 1, create a positive vision. When you're on the bus going to school, think about having a great day. When you're on the bus going home, picture yourself having a great night. When you think about your future, imagine yourself accomplishing your goals and dreams. If you can see it, you can create it. If you have a vision, then you also have the power to make it happen. So boys and girls, start to visualize in your mind what you want your day to look like, what you want your night to look like, what you want your weekend to look like. As George waited for his class to begin, he thought about what Joy had said about creating a positive vision. He imagined himself getting an A+ on his spelling test today and hitting a home run in his baseball game on Saturday. Then he remembered his teacher telling him the importance of writing down your goals and drawing pictures of them. So George took out a piece of paper and drew a picture of his spelling test with a big A+ on the top. George knew the pictures would help him remember his positive visions, so he folded his drawings and put them in his pocket. Wow, boys and girls, have you ever tried that before a test or a big game? To imagine yourself hitting that home run or getting an A+ on your test? It does work. You've got to think it to be able to do it. That afternoon, as George walked on the bus, Joy gave him a big smile and asked him to sit in the first seat again so they could talk. "How was school? Did you have a better day?" "It was a little better," answered George. "I felt happier, and I'm pretty sure I got at least an A on my spelling test. But after that, I had to deal with a bunch of challenges. I tripped in the hallway. I couldn't find my math book. A few of the mean kids were doing their usual mean things. I got hit in the face with a soccer ball, and I had to go to the nurse. Just wasn't a good day," said George. I understand, said Joy. We'll face challenges in life. That's why it's important to learn the next role. If you want to learn what the next role is, say yes 3 times. George and everyone on the bus shouted, yes, yes, yes. Role number 2. Fuel your ride with positive energy. What's positive energy? Asked George. It's the positive thoughts and emotions you think and feel and share with others, said Joy. It's smiles, laughter, gratitude, trust, faith, joy, happy thoughts and beliefs. If you fuel up with positive energy, you'll have the power to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. But what if I feel negative? Asked George. Well, that's the thing, George. You possess the greatest power in the world. It's the power to be positive instead of negative. If you walk around grumpy all day, boys and girls, you're going to be grumpy. But if you walk around with a positive outlook, you're going to have success. So what do you say we fuel up with lots of positive energy on your way home today? Asked Joy. Yes, 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 George and the other students shouted. The children cheered so loud the bus shook. Then, as the energy bus approached George's stop, Joy told George to think of a success from his day and share it with his parents at dinner or at bedtime. She said his success of the day could be one thing that made him smile and feel great. The next morning, George stepped onto the bus feeling more positive than ever. Someone's looking very happy today, Joy said, smiling at George. I think my tank is full of positive energy, George said with a smile on his face. I love it, George. Make sure you keep filling your tank with positive energy throughout the day. She gave him a few tips to remember. Smile big, be thankful, and fuel yourself with positive beliefs. Then she asked George to repeat after her. I'm ready for a great day. You say it, boys and girls. I'm ready for a great day. I believe in myself. You say it, boys and girls. I believe in myself. I trust that I will accomplish my goals and dreams. I trust that I will accomplish my goals and dreams. The energy bus pulled up to school and George stepped off, ready to take on the day. As he walked towards the building, he heard George cheer. Remember, George, if you fuel with positive energy, you can go as far as you can dream. Dream big, George. You would think that George stepped onto the bus that afternoon full of positive energy. But instead, he walked on looking very sad and upset. What's the matter? What happened to my positive energy guy? Joy asked. I did everything you said. I fueled up positive energy, but that didn't stand up to the bullies at school from teasing me and embarrassing me. I'm sorry you had to deal with bullies, said Joy. I was bullied when I was a kid, and it didn't feel good. Joy then raised her voice for the entire bus to hear and said, Listen up, kids. Don't be a bully. Don't be mean. Don't say hurtful things to others. It will take you down the negative road of life. Instead, choose to be kind and travel down the positive road. No bullies at Fred Douglass. We want upstanders here. Joy then turned to George and said, Bullies are not one of the many types of negative, are just one of the many types of negative people you will face in life. Some may say negative things about you. Others feel so bad about themselves they try to make you feel bad too, rather than driving their own bus. Rule number 3. No bullies allowed. This means you stay strong and positive and know that bullies can't drain your positive energy if you don't let their negativity into your mind. Negativity comes in many forms, but positivity is much more powerful than negativity. The key is to become more positive than the negativity you face. No bullies, boys and girls. If you don't have anything good to say, We don't say anything at all. The next morning when George got on the bus, he took his seat near Joy. Joy smiled at him and told him that she'd been thinking all night about how to help with bullies at school. Good, because I need a plan, said George. Well, I have a plan for you, said Joy. First, you avoid them. Do your best to stay away from any bullies that try to zap your positive energy. Second, when they're mean to you, confront them and say, "You are bullying me. Stop bullying me," and walk away. Then picture yourself driving your bus and shutting the door on them so they can't get on, and their words can't affect your ride. Third, tell your parents, teacher, and me, your principal. No one should have to deal with bullying. It's wrong. Okay, I'll try my best, said George. When the bullies saw George, they began teasing him. But George was ready. He stayed positive, told himself to be strong, and told them to stop bullying him. Then George pictured himself shutting the bus door on them and keeping them off his bus as he walked away. He could hear the teasing continue, but he didn't let it bother him. The minute the school bell rang, he ran to the bus to tell Joy. It worked, he cheered. I'm so happy for you, said Joy. Positive energy is a powerful thing. And do you know what the most powerful form of positive energy in the world is? I don't know, said Joy. What? It's love. And it's so powerful that it's part of the next role. Role number 4. Love your passengers. This means you become a powerful force of positive energy and share love with your passengers. Who are my passengers? Asked George. They're your fellow students, your friends, your teachers, your brother, your sister, your family, and the people you interact with every day. Boys and girls, I hope I'm one of your passengers. Love everybody, George. Be helpful. Be kind. Make a difference. When you show kindness to others, you attract kindness like a magnet. You surround yourself with so much positive energy that negativity doesn't even affect you. Most importantly, when you put love into action, you can change the world, one loving act at a time. The energy bus then pulled up to George's stop, and he walked away from the bus. He waved to Joy and decided he was going to start showing kindness and love to his passengers at home. That night, George spent extra time petting his dog. His dog's on his bus. He was kinder to his sister, and his mom loved the dinner she made. The next morning, he made sure he woke up on time and ate his breakfast, knowing that would make his mom happy. Because I hope his mom's on his bus. At school, George smiled and encouraged those who were having a bad day. He shared his lunch with a girl who forgot her lunch. He was extra kind to a girl that everyone teased and made her smile. He helped a boy who dropped his books in the hallway. George was so kind and positive that the bully stayed away from him, and he was surrounded by positive kids. When George walked on the bus that afternoon with a big smile on his face, he told Joy that he knew the next role on the energy bus. What's that? George asked. It's to enjoy the ride. He had learned that when you follow the energy bus rules, you will enjoy the ride a whole lot more. Rule number 5, enjoy the ride. George pulled out a picture he had made in art class and gave it to Joy. It was a picture of the 5 rules. Create a positive vision. Fuel your ride with positive energy. No bullies allowed. Love your passengers. And enjoy the ride. I made one picture for you and one for our school, said George. I shared the picture with our principal, and now she's going to share the rules with all the teachers and students. Well, George, I will display this picture proudly on my bus for all my future passengers to see, and I will tell them about you and how you chose to fuel your life with positive energy. Joy already knew what others would find out. George was no longer just a passenger on his bus. He had become the positive driver who would change the world. George would share the energy bus rules with others through his words and actions, and they would learn what Joy taught him. The energy bus will surely take you on the ride of your life. Beep, beep. Now, boys and girls, those 5 rules, if you follow them, you're going to go places. If you are the driver of your bus and you can envision a positive day, a positive moment, you're getting ready to go to music class. You need to think it's going to be a good music class. If you go there thinking you're going to be miserable, you're going to be miserable. If it's spelling test day and you're thinking, I'm going to fail my test, you're going to fail your test. You have to have positive thoughts up in your little brain, not negative ones. You need to do things to fill up your tank with positive energy. Smile, say good morning, help a friend, help a teacher, help your principal. Help mom out by going to bed on time and doing what mom asks without having to be told. No bullies allowed, boys and girls. You need to avoid them and then stand up to them and say, stop it. And then let an adult know if it continues. Close that bus door. Don't even let them on your bus. Bullies have no power here. I wish that we could just automatically close the door if a bully were to walk in. It's our job to stand up to those bullies. Boys and girls, we got to love our passengers. We've got to be kind to one another. We've got to care about one another, our friends and the adults here at Fred and in our homes. And lastly, and very importantly, boys and girls, we need to enjoy the ride. If you dread coming to school, if you dread going home, if you dread going shopping or to a relative's house, is that the kind of life you want to live? Why don't you consider the 5 rules for a positive life? Why don't you have a positive vision? Fill that tank with positive thoughts. Stomp out bullying and don't let them on your bus. Love your friends. Love your family. Love the people that work with you every day here at Fred. And enjoy the ride. Thank you for listening.